Hello, Libra, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of February 23rd through March 1st, and during that time, we'll have a waning crescent moon, a really good time for surrender, rest, healing. We will move into the new moon energy on the 28th of February, and that's a really good time for a fresh start, new beginnings, making new decisions, start some new projects. So just keep those moon energies in mind as you move through your week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter. So, of course, please keep that in mind and take what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, Libra, your overall message card for this reading: a new romantic cycle begins. All right. Let's see what the Libra collective has going on in the area of romance this week. As I'm shuffling the tarot, I would like to remind you to take time to meditate today. You know, if it's not something that you do now, if you do it, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it's a really good thing to work into your daily routine. You know, even if you just can set aside a few minutes and let that time increase as you go, but just really just unplug from everything, go within, still your mind and your body, and just explore, just see what happens while you're there. So my little friendly advice for the week. All right, Libra, February 23rd through March 1st, a new romantic cycle begins. Let's see what you guys have going on. All right, ready to go here. Libra, your overall energy for this week is the Magician. So awesome. Here's the Magician asking you, this is a card of awareness, and this is a card of really manifestation, and asking you, what do you want to manifest and how do you want to manifest that? So if we're talking about a new romantic cycle, it could be that you're going to choose this cup here, which represents, emotions and love and that sort of thing. It could be the sword that you want to communicate in a better way. It could be the pentacles here that you want to save for a vacation, with your partner. It could be this wand here, the passion. So do you want to increase your passion with your partner? So awesome that the Magician is at the beginning of your new romantic cycle, kind of asking you, how do you want to proceed? If you're single, there's different ways to proceed within all of the elements. And if you're already together, also ways to proceed and make things better, improve your relationship, get to know each other better. Always, I say that our romantic relationships are the biggest mirror that we have in growing ourselves, because you've got someone so close that you really have to work together with, and it helps you learn about yourself as well as learning about them. So interesting that the Magician is at the beginning of your journey this week. Your current situation is that you've been hard at work. So there's your pentacles, and maybe you've been hard at work at this relationship, and that's really good. That's, you're kind of, I see this card as kind of being in the moment, that maybe it's work, but you don't think about it because you're just, you're having a good time when you're together. You're in the moment, and even though you're working and progressing on this relationship, it doesn't even feel like it. It just feels natural, that you would, kind of work through all of those relationship things that come up. At the root of your situation is a Tower. So you might have recently had a little disruption, and it's made you kind of think about this a little more. It's made you, question, do you want to move forward in your relationship? What sort of disruption could that be? And a lot of times that is the root of all change, is, anytime you have a disruption or something that comes along, it makes you want to move forward in a different and better way. So maybe this was an argument for some of you that, you were arguing about, maybe you were arguing about money, and it made you look at things in a different light, and you're going to take time to learn about each other and move forward in a better way. In your recent past here is, coming together of two in kind of an emotional way. So of course that kind of certainly goes along with this type of reading, that you've come together, both of you, with an open heart, right? Our Our cups are about having an open heart. So you're definitely, this is a mutual attraction coming together. So on your mind this week is some rest and meditation. Not a bad thing for this moon energy that I was telling you. So that waning crescent is a good time for surrender. It's a time for you to just kind of rest, maybe not make huge decisions, but it's time to meditate on and think about things that have gone on. Maybe you're thinking about this disruption. Again, maybe this could have been an argument that you had, and you're thinking about how to move forward and how to move forward in a positive way. Um, and because it's a new romantic cycle for you, again, this could be about improvement. This could be about, how you want to manage this, and maybe this hard work too. Is it hard work? Do you want to make it easier, right? Just ahead of you is the Chariot. So, I see the Chariot as kind of the not movement, but it's getting ready to move, getting ready to execute something. And so, for some of you, this could be getting ready to get out of this relationship, honestly. For some of you, it's getting ready to move to the next level. If you've been dating, it might be time to move to that engagement level. Maybe you're talking about marriage and staying together longer. And if you're already married, it could be just moving things to a deeper level. There's a progression of relationships, and I only know this because I've been married for many, many moons, that things kind of go through a progression. There's the newness and the fun romance side, and then there's the we're going to buckle down and accomplish things together. And then you've got the era where you're raising children together, and even as you're moving through each of those cycles, we're getting closer to our retirement cycle now. So our life is definitely, I can look back now and see all the different changes that it goes through. And each time you're preparing to make that change. So like as our kids have gotten older now, we're preparing for another phase of life, and it's different. It's a different energy, it's a different feel. There's different things that you need to accomplish. So each phase of relationship definitely has its priorities and things that you're going to have to do together as a team. And your advice position is the devil. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. And I always find it interesting when the devil appears with the magician, right? So the devil, and because this is in your advice position, the devil can be false truths, false fears. This can be fear of success, being closed minded, self deception. And I just think I find the devil and the magician to be interesting cards because they're both looking at you. To me, the magician is how do you want to proceed? And the devil card is how can I fool you into not believing in yourself, right? And what deceptions, what things can I put in your way to make you really question things that maybe not are true. Okay. So I'm going to say, because this is in your advice position, I'm going to say look around and look around deeply within your own thoughts during this rest and meditation phase. As like, are there things that I'm throwing into this relationship that I don't need to? And maybe again, if this is some kind of insecurities or vulnerabilities or things that you have that are just not true. They're not true. It's things that are kind of self-defeating, I guess. And so because this is in your advice position, I'm going to say that you need to look at that, and that's really your own self-work. This could be that you might have a partner that you can completely trust, but you're putting it in your head that you can't. That's on you. That's not, if your partner hasn't done anything to betray that for you, that's your own insecurity, and that's what I mean by those things that come up that you have to heal yourself and deal with yourself. What is beyond your control this week? It looks like kind of a final push to an ending. So again, if this involves this getting ready for this next phase, with this Chariot card, this is kind of that final push. That final push to, like, what, we're going to start this new cycle, and it could just be the thing that you're doing inside, the work that you're doing inside of yourself that gets that cycle rolling. What is your secret desire, and what you're trying to avoid is, of course, some conflict. Okay, interesting that right after rest and meditation with Four of Swords, here comes the Five. And, and this tells me sometimes, sometimes when we're doing a lot of this inner work and thinking that things can be said that maybe are taken the wrong way, that you need to go and explain a little better. And because this is in this position, is this your secret? Are you trying to avoid this, which you would think you would? You're trying to avoid conflict, but it is the thing that you need to ask. Are you saying the things that need to be said? And are you saying things that do not need to be said? So that's something that you need to kind of focus on and look at while you're in this resting and meditation mode. In your outcome position is kind of this feeling of, are you missing out on something? And it could be because, again, because you want to take your relationship to the next level. So, this is kind of feeling like an outsider, and you need to ask yourself that too. And this is this card is coming up as Pentacles, but because we're talking more about a relationship here, is, are there ways in which you feel like an outsider? And do those ways need to be expressed? So I'm going to say you definitely need to be looking at that this week. What is hidden from you this week is a little bit of celebration. So it could be, again, that you're looking for that engagement. You're ready for the celebration. You're ready to get the ball rolling on this relationship and move it to the next level. And, you kind of want a hint, I guess. You want to, do you want to say that to your partner? Are you trying to maybe avoid that? Or is it a conversation that you want to have, but you don't want to have it? Like you want that person to express that to you. So I totally get that. But it might be, again, that you need to bring that up. And I think it's very interesting. Just then I was shuffling and these cards went over like this and exposed this other three. Here's two threes here. I want you to go look up the number. Do I have another three on the table? No. Go look up the number 33, and see what that means for you in numerology. And I was talking about, do you need to say this to your partner? Are you trying to avoid this heartbreak here? And with the swords, there are things that are on your mind, obviously. So you need to express them, but I think you need to express them in a kind way. I don't think you need to start a big argument about it. But I do get the feeling that some of you just want things to go to the next level, and you want it to be organic. You don't want to have to say, hey, it's time for this thing to happen. And I understand that too. So that's going to be your question this week is, do you speak up or do you not? So, because you want that celebration. Anyway, that's going to be up to you to really make that decision for yourself this week. Okay, final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final word for Libra on this romantic: keep your commitments. So, yep, I'm going to say that, it looks like, you're in this, you are committed, you're ready to go, and it seems like you're just working through something. You're working through something that is going to move things forward. It is going to move things forward, and it may not resolve this week. Again, you've got this outcome here that you're kind of feeling like an outsider, and the celebration is hidden from you. Hopefully next week you come back and things have maybe resolved. But of course, these issues life doesn't happen in a week. You think some things just take a really long time to kind of resolve and work through. So take your time doing that. It's okay. Keep your commitments, like the card says here. This is a new cycle where maybe you're going to, just move into a different energy where you're going to do things a different way and think and say things a different way. So Libra, I wish you the best of luck with all of this. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're going through. I do love to get that sort of feedback. Also, I do post weekly readings, so come back next week and we'll see if this continues or if there's a totally new energy here for you. Also, if you like my reading style, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. It'll help you find me next week so you can find this reading. And of course, I really would appreciate that. So, Libra, best of luck this week with this situation, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.